All right, spawning over in the top left-hand position as the blue Terran. Give it up for CM Storm's Polt. And over in the bottom right-hand side, the red Zerg, the incredible miracle player, it is Byul. All right, Aklon Waste, I mean, the only real player that I see doing mech on this map is going to be Major. But mech is a viable, would you say viable on this map?
I would say
any other map?
I would say mech isn't viable on any map.
Really? It's not bad?
I mean, Flash was using it IEM though, and if Flash is using it, I could be wrong. It's just something we don't see many players do often. I don't think there's any map to go mech. Maybe this map if you did it. I mean, this is a good map for mech, but I think it's difficult to call any map good for mech just because if the Zerg scouts it quick enough. I think there's playstyles Zerg can do that make it very difficult to make mech work.
I guess I was going into some useless filler because it's Polt we're dealing with. He's never going to go into mech.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
So, terrible filler. My bad. But for the most part, as you said, very 50-50. It's very easy to take the third and fourth bases for both players. Now, we can talk about this. The third base normally taken for the Zerg, actually, over here. The third for Terran over here, just because you can use the rocks a lot better. Zerg, they don't want to be expanding towards your opponent, and also this creep area. Normally, you don't have creep spread over here, so things get a little bit tricky in defending, and a lot of times you're very cost inefficient at that point. But Polt, exactly what we expect. A Reaper popping out of here.
Yep.
In the early stages.
It's opening the same way as the last two games.
So what do you think? There's always this period where Polt steps out onto the map with just, like 10 Marines, a Marauder, and 2 Medevacs. What do you think Byul has to do to defend that against that a lot better?
I think he just needs to morph Banelings before it gets there, and just have a small force of Lings with maybe 5, 6, 7 Banelings to defend. And that should be able to shut it down, no problem. And he was just caught slightly off guard.
Both games, too.
Yeah.
But we have seen him make a lot of Zerglings in the initial stages against the Hellions and the Reapers. In both games, Polt has lost a lot. And I almost feel like if Byul, one game, doesn't kill all those Hellions, that push is going to be almost like disastrous for him. Like,
it could definitely be disastrous.
It could just kill him.
You need to be prepared if he has all the Hellions with the push, because, I mean, if it's like the game on Yansu and you lose your morphing Banelings and he has Hellions with it too, you can lose a lot of workers before you can shut that down, if you shut it down at all.
Again, we see 2 Zerglings being stuffed into a corner and going down. Meanwhile, 4 Zerglings are going out onto the field, trying to cancel this SEV if possible, but it's not going to happen as the 4 Zerglings actually say, "Up, he's on to us. Can't do the same thing twice." He's just going to bounce back from here. Regular Hellion expand out from Polt, and we are going to see the same stuff from Byul as well, keeping only 1 on gas.
Polt changing up a tiny bit, getting the reactor in his barracks before he makes the second Reaper. So, I mean, it's just a small difference in build, but it's basically the same thing. He just wants that 1 Marine. Maybe he's going to go Banshees or something this game. I don't think so because of his Starport placement, actually, but the other 2 games he didn't make that Marine. And one reason that you often make is just to keep that Overlord from seeing what you do.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. But the second Overlord can get in here. And normally this is 6:30 is the right timing to actually push in and see exactly what your opponent is doing. A lot of Zerglings popped out, though. And are they going to go around? Will we have Banelings? Probably not. This is going to be a little bit tricky. Because Byul, wow, this is a lot of Zerglings. Units tab showing 30 Zerglings out in the field. And he will just go directly around these Hellions.
Yeah, Polt's not doing the wall off at the front of the base.
Oh, God, this can be disastrous. And you called it. Byul is the one. Now,
but
wow.
Saw it. And
great reaction time. Back. The Hellions, will they be able to get out into a position where they can actually do damage? No. Great juking.
Die.
Oh, my gosh, great juking. And the 2 Hellions are going to get back in time. This might be enough. Polt doing some miracle work with his Hellions, but it's not over just yet.
Yeah,
Zerglings getting into Zergling's getting into the natural now, and they might do a little bit damage, but the Hellions are good. Now Zerglings are in the main base. He let them slip by, and this could be a little bit of damage here, but it doesn't look like it's going to be a lot. Workers lost 5. Are you kidding me? Polt is so good with his micro there.
Yeah, definitely. That was so close, though. If those 2 Hellions had got surrounded and didn't join up the 3rd Hellion, I think he would have lost many more SCVs than he did. But I'm curious. Byul, I think he might want to follow this up with some more aggression. He's making a lot of links and abandoning us now.
And just going to continue doing this this Baneling Zergling all day long, but Polt smartly goes up to a 7 Hellion count before actually switching over. No, he's going to get mines after this, so he's playing so defensive, making sure he's absolutely safe against any of these shenanigans. Zerglings over on the left-hand side, and now on the right-hand side, we're going to see a lot of Banelings, as you said.
But these Lings are going to sneak around the Hellions.
Yeah. Actually, not a lot of Banelings, because to be honest, he doesn't have a lot of gases. And now the Hellions are going into the natural. They can kill a lot of drones here. Polt in a great position, killing every single drone at the natural base. But is the counterattack going to be enough? That's the big question. Where are those mines? They're popping out right now. Will they get the connections that they need? I don't think so. They're going to be focused down in time.
But the Hellions are coming home, and he can wall off the main. Even if he loses some workers at his natural, he's killed every drone at Byul's natural base.
Yeah. And this is working out perfectly. Now the Baneling's going to be crashing against all of the supply depots. He's able to kill them. But as you said, the Hellions coming back helps out so much, and now there's only 3 Zerglings that move into the main base. I don't know how Polt is able to do this. Like, every time with a very small count of production facilities, he fends off any sort of aggression flawlessly. And with Byul only at 2 bases, what can he really do? Not even 2 bases, 1 base, income tab, 21 harvesters to 37.
That's not a good situation as a Zerg player.
A gigantic advantage for our Terran hero over here.
He just has to go for it again.
And he is. He's going for it, and he's going for the bunker. It's a correct choice. But I don't think it's going to be enough units over here.
Yeah,
Polt getting into the right position, yes.
And he can pick them up too.
Oh, good surround though, and he's not going to pick them up. There it is, finally. And he picks up the Hellions, which is so important. They have the splash damage and extra bonus damage against those Zerglings. Additional Zerglings stream in.
He does have a lot more Zerglings on the way. But I don't know.
He's never able to establish an overwhelming force.
Yeah, he can't establish what he needs. There's only 2 Hellions left now, so if he could bust the wall in again, maybe he could take them out. But I mean, by now, Polt's getting a decent amount of bioforces and he has medevacs. And there's just so few Zerg units left.
Yeah.
Byul has no choice, though. I mean, you don't want to
has to go
in
for
this position.
He absolutely has to. I mean,
good thing for
Polt.
It's
hard. Look at how confident Polt is. Instead of throwing down production, he throws down 2 eBays and a command center. It's like, oh yeah, I'm going macro after this. Like, it's no big deal. But here we go again, pushing in. The wall is good. Crashing against the wall, though. And there are mines this time going to connect pretty decently, but that's going to do it, ladies and gentlemen. Polt going to take it. And